Family channel.
Hello.
I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today, and today we're going to be reacting to top 10 most secluded towns in the United States. Now, what states do you guys think that...
Towns?
Yeah, like...
I don't know off the top of my head. There's got to be something
it's gonna
in
be
like...
some areas like...
maybe Arizona?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Texas?
Maybe, I don't
or
know. Wyoming. Oh, that's
Wyoming
a good shout.
is
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
like...
We like our secluded towns. The town we lived in used to be quite like a tiny little village. It's still tiny, but it's really busy now because they're building that motorway and that. Whereas before, when we used to come for holidays, it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like not as nothing anymore, and I don't really like that. But yeah, I like a secluded town. Like I'd like to live in the bush.
Remotely.
Yeah, in the bush.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, before we get into the video, please make sure to scroll down a little bit and hit the subscribe button.
What is going on, everyone? It's time to do another most secluded video. The last time I did a most secluded town video, I got a ton of suggestions on locations in the US that are more secluded than the ones I had listed, and probably should have been included in the video. So I wrote down the suggestions from your comments, I did my research, and I came up with the best 10 suggested secluded towns. Now I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of comments on this one as well, and that's fine. Comments, likes, and even dislikes help the channel. YouTube looks at interaction, and all three are interactions. So, it's cool with me. Comment all you want. Tell me how I'm wrong. I love it. The rules of this list are simple. The town or location has to have at least 100 people. Has to have a post office and has to be far away from a real town. So before you do, stop typing. We don't need to hear about the truck stop right outside of some town you live in that has a trailer park and it's got 5 trailers and a cornhole court and it's in the Oklahoma outback. Don't need to hear it. That being said, let's take a look at the top 10 most secluded towns in the United States. The viewer version.
Oh, the viewer version.
Number 10, Kremlin, Montana. Kremlin is a very small town in Hill County. The town is only about 282 acres wide, and it's just got 100 residents. The whole town is a farming community lacking a grocery store or a gas station. You'll have to drive 45 minutes if you want those luxuries, and that's in Big Sandy. Yes, Big Sandy.
You've got to drive 45 minutes to the gas station.
It's very handy.
They've got to have the tanks, like, I'd imagine you fill your own tanks up or something. Or like they do on the farms in the UK. They got the big, or the farm here even, where they got that big barrel there. They have to. Because, like, that just doesn't make sense. I'm going to drive 45 minutes.
Sandy is a town in Montana, not a nickname we gave my sister when she quit going to the gym. Then if you want to go another 2 hours away, you can get to the big city of Great Falls, Montana. That's like a giant metropolis by Montana standards. The community is so small, there's only one school and a fire station that doubles as the post office. Can you imagine that? The fire department races over to your house to put out a grease fire in your kitchen because you have no idea how to cook, while they're punching holes in your drywall to put out the fire that has now become electrical fire because you have no idea how to wire a house. And the chief says, "Oh, hey, I got some mail for you in the truck." Comes back and goes, "This one's from the IRS. Looks like you're getting an audit."
I just want to apologize. There is a fly in here, which is good news and bad news. The bad news is he came in today while the windows were open, but the good news is that means it's warming up.
Happy about that, eh?
I'm going to get him.
Number 9, St. Paul, Alaska. St. Paul is the first of 3 Alaskan towns that made this list. St. Paul is a small town of about 500 people on St. Paul Island in the middle of the Bering Sea, and it's hard to get to, both figuratively and emotionally. Figuratively, it's a long, rough plane ride that sometimes requires a couple days of waiting for the weather to clear. Emotionally, that comes from a subscriber. She said she knew a girl from St. Paul that said the flight and the boredom took an emotional toll on her. That's why she never went back. The flight to St. Paul is a 3-hour flight over some of the roughest waters in the world. You know, when the flight attendant gives you that safety briefing, they could get to that one part about the water landing and just say, in the unlikely event of a water landing.
I think that's too remote for me. Even 3 hours just to fly there, and then it's cold as well. Imagine something happens though, like you break your leg, or like something urgent. I don't know if there's he hasn't said if there's a hospital or something there, but
don't worry about the flotation device. You'll be frozen solid in 4 minutes after we hit the water. Number 8, Point Lay, Alaska. Point Lay is on the
Two in
northwest
Alaska. We didn't
coast
even say
of the
Alaska.
state of Alaska. Like many other towns in the northern region, there's no roads to Point Lay. Any food, any supplies the town needs, they have to be brought in by plane. Back in the Cold War era, it might have been a little bit easier. The Air Force actually had a small installation there for some satellite dishes, but those were taken down around 2005, 2006 after not being used for like 10 years.
Yeah.
The population in 2000 was around 250 residents. As of 2015, the population has risen up to 270. They gained 20 people, with only about 85 residents in the workforce. So that's not good. Only about
Oh my
a third of the people
gosh, what do
actually
they
working.
do?
Point Lay is a
It's,
native village with about
It's probably that what we used to.
Oh, like the Kilchers and that.
Yeah, like farming.
Or living the
and,
last Alaskans, maybe.
yeah.
But that's insane, though. Like, I'd lose my mind.
Well, yeah, but then if you think about it, you don't have to really worry about anything else, do you?
Oh, but yeah, but like, can you imagine that cold and
Yeah.
you've got to go out and chop wood and
Your
like,
hands.
if I'm gonna live remote, I'm gonna live remote somewhere warm because I can't deal with the cold.
80% of the population being native Alaskan. This thing is way out there. There's nothing around it except ocean and land, mostly frozen tundra.
I love these sound effects.
Number 7, Hewlett, Wyoming. Almost every
yeah.
city in Wyoming that isn't Cheyenne, Casper, or Laramie is relatively secluded, but you definitely have the extra secluded
That's
Hewlett.
cool.
The population as of
I've
the
seen
2010 census was about 300.
I don't know if it's that thing, this like mountain that I saw, but apparently, I don't know if it's real, but apparently, like when the dinosaurs were alive, a big bear. I don't know, probably not though.
385 people. Now it's estimated to be around 400. That just tells me there's 400 people in Wyoming that don't like having company. Hewlett has one school, a few places to eat, a grocery store, and a golf club. Yes,
that's
Hewlett
not
has a
bad.
golf
Yeah.
course. Does a town
Look at
in
the
the middle
bank.
of nowhere really need a golf course that is
wow.
actually larger than the town itself? Makes no sense. The nearest big city in Wyoming is Casper, and that's about 3 hours.
That's pretty cool that they have a golf
Yeah.
course, isn't it?
Yeah, because we want to, like, I wish we could start playing golf
Yeah.
now, and there's no golf courses anywhere near us, which
yeah.
sucks.
So I bet you everybody in there, their hobby is playing
Yeah,
golf.
Sorry for Garen yawning. He had a hockey game today, which was weird because it's a Wednesday, but because they're on a week's break, yeah, it was a good game though, wasn't it? Tough game. He played again. He played in the year above him, so you played for year 6 today, and the other team, like the year size difference, you can tell, hey.
Yeah.
And he actually held his own. He got sent off twice, by the way, just so you know. But you were sticking up for your team, so.
Yeah.
Away. Number 6, Dalhart, Texas. Dalhart is one of the larger
Texas?
secluded towns with little over 8,000 people. As of 2017. This city sprung up from an old railroad junction back in like 1901. The city is in the very northwest
seeing
corner
houses
of the
like
state
that.
and 80 miles away.
What a waste.
Yeah, even like here, we've got a few houses that are
Yeah.
like falling apart and stuff, and you're like, oh, what I could do with that, and you can't find any information on them or anything. Like,
From Amarillo
should just
and
sell
40
them.
miles away from the closest Walmart, which is by Texas standards really bad news. The good news is they do have a great burger place called The Grill. They
there you
serve
go.
these giant hamburgers.
that
They're
looks
great.
awesome.
Number 5, Mackinac Island, Michigan. Now, this one made the
of
list
some of these
because
places.
it's sort of secluded, and a subscriber wrote me a very lengthy email about going to high school here with a 4-person graduating class. It was like a mini novel. There's so many words. Mackinac Island is home to about 500 residents as of the 2010 census. The closest mainland town is Mackinac City towards the south. There's a couple other ones that might be a little closer, but
green
that's
it
like the
is.
main one. The only way to the island is by ferry or private boat. That's in the summer, or snowmobile or airplane in the winter. The island does have an airport. There are no cars on this island. Residents and
No
visitors
cars.
have their choice of transportation. Horse, bike, or walk. In the
There's
summer.
no
That's in the
cars.
summer. In the
That's
winter,
awesome.
everyone drives snowmobiles. This one made the list because it has no cars. Also, the subscriber said the island isn't that far away during the summer. During the winter, it's
Imagine you going there for a trip and then and it snows and then you just see like 10 people on the snowmobile.
I think I've seen one of these when we went to the Touchers, didn't we? There was one park there. I've
Oh,
never seen
yeah.
one going.
Yeah, neither have I. I would like to try one.
I
though.
would as well. They look
I
like
like
fun.
this area.
Yeah, apart from the winter.
Why?
Yeah, because
Come on.
You'll get to drive a snowmobile.
It looks beautiful in the winter, in the winter, no?
yeah, it does look beautiful, but it's cold. And even here it's too cold for me. I'd rather drive a jet ski in the summer.
Yeah.
Seems much further away. I kind of got the vibe from that it's just the weather keeps people away from the island. Anyway, people ride their snowmobiles everywhere. During the winter, parents pull their kids to school behind sleds and drop them right off the front door at the school. I thought that was kind of neat.
Cool.
Which is cool on skis.
Number 4, Stehekin, Washington. Stehekin is within the Wenatchee National Forest. This place is tucked away to say the least. Stehekin has only about 100 residents, and the only way to get to the town is by taking the ferry up Lake Chilean, a long hike, a horseback ride, or by flying into Stehekin in a seaplane. Since there's no roads here, those are your only options. I imagine you could swim it, but that's a long swim. I don't know if anyone wants to swim that. I've never been here. Now, I've camped on Lake Chilean before, and this place is so far up the lake, I didn't even know it existed.
Like
I was there 3 days, no one mentioned
a place where I've actually got
pizza.
I've got a video on my channel. It's like an abandoned old water. It was like a spa, and then they also get mineral water in that there, and that looked very similar.
It looks lovely there, doesn't it?
Knew nothing about it. I saw the seaplane, didn't know where it was going. It was really interesting. This place is so far away from everything. It has zero cell service. Zero. If you want to drop off the grid, this is your place. Now, like I said, I haven't been to that town, but I heard it's really nice. The pictures look nice. I'm going to go there this summer. I'll have pictures for you in June or July, I'm sure. Very interested about this place. Number 3, Haines, Alaska. Haines is a pretty tricky place to get to from Washington State or any of the contiguous states. Probably the easiest way is to fly into Fairbanks or Anchorage, drive through the Canadian provinces of British Columbia and the Yukon Territory. You'll be driving about 15 hours, that whole driving portion. Then once back in Alaska, you'll have to take the Klondike Highway to get to a ferry that will take you to your final destination of Haines. Haines has the basic necessities for a town. However, if you want anything extra other than the necessities and alcohol, you'll have to go to the closest city of Juneau, which isn't any easier to get to. It's just a little bigger. Like a lot of places in Alaska, weather plays a major role in travel. And stop typing. Not everyone only travels during the summer. I got that on a recent video, and someone said, well, if you're worried about the weather, just go in the summer. Yeah.
Is that zoomed in or is
No, that's the glaciers. They're massive. That's what's melting apparently.
That's video, and someone said, well, if you're worried about the weather, just go in the summer. Yes, that's a great idea, because everyone's life's that simple that no matter what happens, they'll just put it off till the summer. Number 2, Supai, Arizona. Supai is the capital of the Havasupai Indian Reservation, located within the Grand Canyon and about 5.5 hours from Flagstaff. The community is home to only about 208 residents and is the only place in the U.S. where mail is still carried out by mules in the contiguous United States by the Department of Agriculture. And it's a good thing this place is so remote and hard to get to. I am sure if it was closer to, say, some main road, it would be overrun by visitors and a-holes. Look at it. It's amazing.
A-holes. That's nice, eh? So blue.
Yeah.
Most people that make this trek do so with a certain amount of respect. You're not going to see people in beach chairs with beer like you would at the river or Lake Havasu. It's a lot nicer. Just hard to get to.
That's awesome.
Number 1.
And number 1, Yellow Pines, Idaho. Yellow Pines is located right outside of the Payette National Forest, and as of the 2010 census, the population was only 32 people. And I know that's below the requirements for this list. Kind of broke my own rules. But here's the catch. In the woods surrounding Yellow Pine, they have a bunch of people living in cabins and trailers. And the estimate for the 2020 census is that they'll get to about 100 people. The closest town with any chain restaurants or grocery stores is McCall, and that's 3 hours through the canyon. This is another place where in the winter, you seem like you got a little further away from everything else. This is also one of those places that if you live here, you feel like you're camping every day of your life. This is also a good place to move to if you're trying to escape your past. So they don't have any internet, television, or things like that. You might have internet, but it's that satellite internet, and you know, that's so slow it might take you 3 weeks to load a website of any news. It's that far out. All right, so that's my top 10.
I like that one.
Interesting.
I mean, like now, back when I was growing up, I could survive with no internet, obviously. But now I don't know if we could survive with no internet now.
Probably not.
No, everything's like, it'll be a nightmare, wouldn't it? You would suffer.
If I didn't know that in the future that there was gonna be internet.
I don't even think you've gone a week without the internet before.
Isn't that crazy how we depend on the internet these days?
Well, on everything really. Like you said, that place is 3 hours from the nearest supermarket.
I couldn't live.
Imagine having to go 3 hours to get some
Can
shopping.
you imagine you go to do your shop
And you forget
and
sugar.
then you come home and you realize you forgot something.
Oh damn! I forgot the bread.
Yeah.
See you in 6 hours.
I forgot the coffee.
Yeah. Oh geez. Yeah. Then I have to go
I'll
back.
see you
Yeah,
next
hopefully
tomorrow.
you'll have a good neighbors.
Well, there's only 34 to choose from.
Yeah.
I personally couldn't.
No. I like seclusion.
But like, how much does our little town have?
Oh, I don't know. Leskova's.
6,000?
No, Leskova's population. Let's check on my phone.
Probably
Maybe
3,000. 3.
I don't know. Let me check. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
32 people, so basically everyone knows.
2,097.
It's quite alright.
Did you think there was less?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did actually. I didn't think there was
I
that
thought it
many.
was like 1,000 only. Or
I wonder who are those people.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
you'll never know because they don't have internet.
yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Garen's going to go to bed soon, I think, because he's had too many late nights and he's at a game and he's got another game on Saturday and another game on Sunday and you've got training
And
tomorrow.
Saturday we're going 2 hours and a half away.
That's nothing for
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people.
nothing
For us, that's a lot. Especially for him, he hates going in the car. So anyway, we'll see you again in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Bye.